Hey, how's it going everyone? Today I'm going to talk about the DJI Mavic Air 2, my first drone. Boom! 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 I got the Fly More pack, so it comes in this neat little carrying case. Let's open it up. I've already taken it out. I've already flown it a couple times. Let me give you the quick synopsis on it. Opens up pretty quick, pretty easily. Although as soon as I got it and opened it up out of the box, I needed to install an update into I needed to install an actual update to the drone, which kind of hesitated flying it right off the bat. Fairly seamless. The Fly More kit comes with 3 of these batteries, and none of them were charged really when I got them in the kit, so I needed to charge all 3 of them. Press once. If you can see those lights, it means that it's fully charged. What's nice about the gimbal, a little shield that you put on top to not have the drone gimbal just be tossing about, you know, while you're having it stored in your case or wherever you're going in between. Overall, it's a good and well-made drone. I don't really have any others to base off of, but it seems like it's made out of a really good sturdy material that might take a good couple of hits. By the way, it's raining. I don't know if you can hear that. If you can, I'm sorry. I can't control the weather. Bear with me. Bear with Mother Nature. Bear in the woods. It comes with a number of sensors, collision avoidance sensors. I believe there's 2 in the front, 2 in the back, and 1 in the bottom. As of yet, I've mostly been flying it in the more conservative mode with all the collision avoidance systems on, because I don't really trust myself yet to really be messing around with it like this. I have turned on sport mode in a wide open area just to see how quick and how fast it could really ascend, descend, how its maneuverability really is. I would want to spend more time with it in sport mode to really get an idea and hopefully not damage it. I actually ended up getting the $79 protection plan for this drone from DJI directly. There's a deductible you got to pay before they cover it, but it's far cheaper than actually damaging this thing, having to pay full price for another one. Another thing I also got that's in the mail are the prop guards that they protect the actual propellers from being damaged. So yeah, that'll be in the mail. All right, let me put this to the side. Let's look at the rest of the carrying case. The remote control also seems really well made. In an Apple-esque fashion, they kept the knobs, or whatever you want to call them, at the bottom for easy access. They're screw-on. The controls are made out of a nice, I think it's a metal, with good sticky rubber to keep them glued to your fingers when you're... I haven't exactly figured out all these buttons yet. The instructions are also pretty vague. Your phone actually goes on here. Even though it looks fairly small, it can actually accommodate easily my iPhone Max. So, piece of cake. Looks pretty big, cumbersome for the actual phone, but it works well. I like the way it looks. The DJI Fly App, I actually downloaded it in the days leading up to me getting the actual drone. I just wanted to get an idea and have everything set up as best as I could before I actually received it. This is how it looks. On opening it up, it just gives you the introduction screen, and then go to fly spots just to get an idea of what it looks like GPS based. It also shows you restrictions in your area of where you can and can't fly, and there's certain altitude restrictions depending if you live near airports or certain areas that places FAA don't want you to fly. I live in one of those restrictions. I think I'm at 150 meters capped in altitude. It's a little bit scary. I think the furthest so far, the most altitude I've gotten so far has been 100 meters. And you could barely see the drone. Having confidence in the GPS, keeping it steady and following it through the onboard video feed that you get on the phone, it was quick to inspire and confidence. One other thing that I'll say about this DJI remote is that the power buttons are located pretty easily up on the front. 2 presses, 1 press, long press, and then it'll start it up. You'll hear a noise, and that means that it's started up. Likewise with the actual drone, well, short press and then long press, and you hear the sound. Took a while, but that's it. The control also has the 3 available modes: tripod, normal, and sport. Tripod is for real subtle, slow movements in any direction. So that's for ascent, descent, yaw, pitch. Any controls will be real subtle. Normal is what I've been keeping an eye on for the most part. It leaves all the safety mechanisms on and has a good, decent variable speed that you can use on it. Sport is the most aggressive setting. I've used it seldom, but eventually I'll try to get more hands-on time with that. And then on the left trigger, roller wheel, and that's to pitch up and down the actual camera, the gimbal located on the camera. I haven't been doing a whole lot with it lately, or as of yet, because of all the restrictions that are in place. But eventually I think I'm gonna end up using this more and more in whatever comes up in the future in these videos. A couple of videos that I've done so far, I'll have overview, but I haven't really mastered this thing yet. The new system that gives you an awareness of where nearby aircraft are is handy, and helps you keep in mind and helps you stay aware of how to be as safe as you can using one of these things. You definitely need to be an adult. I don't recommend this specific drone, at least to reckless individuals. Actually needs to do another update now. By the way, I recommend you get the Fly More pack, because me, a beginner, I wanted to get as much time as I can with this thing. I see it as more than just for doing video stuff. I also see this as a fun thing. I like RC stuff in general. The rest of the bag is pretty as simple as it gets. I kept the instructions in here. I read over them, but they were pretty vague. They weren't awfully specific. You would need if you have specific questions, you would probably need to look up online through one of these videos or Google it. This is actually the extra charge of 3 batteries. Got an extra battery here. The batteries are about 30 to 35 minutes in running time. I've gotten about 30 minutes. Extra props that are color-coded or labeled. Certain areas only take, certain sections only take certain props. It comes with extra grips, sticks for the remote control, right? That's appropriate. The other thing, and I actually had to look this up. It was actually a nice day out a couple of days ago, and I went to go see a friend who lives down the street from me. I didn't go actually see him, by the way. I told him that I was gonna go visit what he was working on. He was doing some work in his backyard, helping his mom out plant some stuff. So I wanted to use one of the ND filters that it comes with. I had no idea how to get this off. I looked up online, I couldn't find a whole lot of instructions. Maybe I missed it, maybe I was just too excited. This thing you actually need to twist, and then it just comes right off. I'll do it again here so you can see it. Be gentle on the gimbal, twist, and then it comes right off. All right, from there, you grab whatever ND filter you're seeing, play around with it. I usually play around with any video things that I do. I'm also just beginning to learn video and understand video. So start with the lowest, maybe if you want. There's a 16, a 64, and a 256. It's also important to play around with it before you do, or say if you have a shot that you need to get. Make sure you do it like a test flight. Make sure that you're happy with your video quality. Have an iPad or have something nearby where you can stick the SD card in so you can view it quickly. Oh, it's also a nice feature. A lot of these things separately outside of the Fly More pack are pretty expensive. So the batteries in their own were worth it. Everything else that they gave me in between was just a bonus and a plus. I'll show you now the little bit of footage that I've gotten so far. I've taken it up and did a basic flyover around my area, around my house. Initial impressions were super impressive. I loved it. I thought it was great. Again, a little bit nerve-wracking flying one of these things. You don't want to hurt anyone. You don't want to damage this expensive thing. I told you that I went to a friend's house who lives about a mile and a quarter away from here, so according to Google Maps. It barely made it over there. So the 10 kilometer, I think, the distance that DJI says this thing covers, while it might be true, I haven't seen it in real world results. I'm here in a suburb of Chicago, so you do get a lot more radio interference and there's a lot more things going on. We have a lot of trees here between mine and that house, so maybe that could have been a factor, but I'm just not getting the claimed distance that it says. One day soon, I'll probably eventually go out to a wide open field and see how far I can really take this. It's also kind of weird flying this thing when neighbors see you or when someone else sees you that you don't know, because it is kind of creepy or kind of weird to be having this, and you don't know if you just see this flying around somewhat in the vicinity of your house or in the area where you're at. You don't know if they're filming you or if they're just passing by or whatever they're doing. So it is a little bit weird. It's got a strange presentation, even though drones are definitely here to stay, so people need to get adjusted or start hopefully getting used to it. And we need to probably establish a better etiquette in using these drones. I would recommend it. I hope to be using this more and more for future videos, depending on what I'm doing. We'll see what I come up with this. The other thing is, besides the video of it and besides the fun, once the gimmick dies down a little bit, what else can you really be using a drone for? That's the question that I kind of ask myself from time to time. It's an expensive toy to have just laying around and to just be collecting dust. So I hopefully will be using it at least, you know, quite a bit. I don't want to give you a set time, but I hopefully will be using it quite a bit. If not just for fun, you know, just going out and try and do some maneuvers or some, not tricks, but some more advanced things with it, then it would be for footage, for B-roll, for video, for capturing things that I do at the park, or if I'm biking with someone that I want to capture a memory or moment with, or maybe unique destinations that I visit here or there. I think it'd be cool to take off for that. All right, so that's it for this one. Let me know if you have any questions on the drone, if you want me to do any or talk anything about it specifically that you might not know that I could help you out with. Take care of yourself and take care of one another. Peace.